Well, Happy New Year almost to
Happy
everybody
almost New Year, everybody.
from
It's
opposite Saxes.
almost the end.
Yeah, another year. Boy,
Bites the dust.
I still find it hard to believe that we were worried a few years ago, it seemed like, about the turn of the century, and now we're almost a quarter of a century into the 21st century. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, seriously, it does. The older you get, the faster it goes.
Yeah, but it's good to remember because it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, good point there.
Well, we hope that you are getting ready to have a great holiday, and all the we want to end this year by saying a big, big, big thank you to our dear friend Christine Dean, who is
It's
the
great.
DFW networking diva. She is the producer of this show. She is a sponsor of this show. She handles a lot of our marketing and networking, and she can help the same for you. You can go to her website and sign up for a free consultation. Free. You heard me say that. And she will look at your website and say everything looks great. She may just say to her, I would probably tweak it this way or that way just to make it look a little bit better. And she knows what she's talking about. It. She's been doing it a long time. She can help you set up an entire marketing plan. She is just an absolutely wonderful human being.
Yes.
And we thank her for everything she's done for us this year and thank her for re-upping for next year to help us again as the producer of this program. So thank you very,
Thank you,
very much.
Christine. You have a heart of gold. You're the best.
Yep, absolutely. So what are you doing for New Year's?
Probably the same thing you're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah, I guess because we do it together.
We have for how many years?
40, going on 49. Wow,
Yep.
49 years.
Seems like yesterday.
And our New Year's Eves have been celebrated differently over those 49 years. I mean, well, I mean, going back,
yeah, but
back. We used to sometimes get all dressed up and go out for the evening,
yeah,
and party. Then when the kids were growing up, sometimes we'd go to somebody else's house and the kids would play, and we'd have a potluck dinner.
Right.
Then when the kids were grown and gone, we decided either maybe go out for dinner and to a movie with some friends, or just stay home. And now
lately it's just been
and now we sit on the couch together and we keep looking at our watches to see
how much longer is it.
Yeah, is it?
There are many times, I gotta tell you, we don't make it.
Well, where we've gotten now is we watch to see the fireworks in London because that comes on at what, about 8 o'clock in the evening?
No, London is like 6 hours ahead of us.
Right. Okay. So we watch it and we see the fireworks in London at 6 o'clock, and we say, well, we don't have to stay up till midnight now. I'm not being so far-fetched, folks, because then you always watch New York and you watch the ball drop in Times Square, and sometimes we don't see midnight in our time zone.
But then there's been many times, like I think last year, maybe I stayed up and you didn't. I was watching. I've gotten to watch Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper sometimes, and
they are hysterical together.
And last year, Andy Cohen was on another planet. Yeah. He was so drunk, and I thought for sure, maybe they wouldn't invite him back. But he's back, folks. They just previewed.
They want to see if he can outdo himself from last year.
He is a stitch. So may try and stay. May take a nap for that one and stay up.
And I don't know about all of you watching and listening, but we have a tendency maybe to jump back and forth between channels to see what's going on. Because can you believe that they still, in honor of a great guy, they still have Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. They still name it after him, but
Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, Ryan Seacrest does it now, and the weatherman on NBC. He sometimes does.
Al Roker.
Al Roker sometimes does New Year's Eve on
I
one
never
on
remember.
NBC.
Oh, he might have once or twice. Yeah, but he's under the weather now.
You know,
Definitely.
yeah.
He was in hospital, so he won't be doing it.
And there's lots more music and entertainment now because they have a tendency to jump back and forth from Las Vegas and San Francisco and New York and Miami and show all the parties that are going on. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost worth it to sit on the couch in your home where it's nice and warm and cozy and just watch all the parties that are going on instead of having to get out on the highway.
I usually make a special dinner and maybe by candlelight sometimes. Maybe not other times.
When was that?
Oh, we have done this. I don't remember what it was last year.
Maybe a small bottle of bubbly and a deep dish pizza. That works too.
Yeah, I know you're not picky, which is I'm very lucky.
I'm not picky.
No, you're not.
In fact, I've been known to do leftovers on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it all. I mean,
that's
a little bit of everything.
You want to start off the new year with a clean refrigerator.
I didn't say that. Mrs. Dirt Devil did not say that. You did.
But I'm saying just get rid of all the leftovers in 2022 so that there's no leftovers for 2023. It's a logical thing.
I think when we were in the warmer weather in Florida, it was easier and it was nice to be out by the water on New Year's Eve. I think we did that.
It did lack something though. I guess
it did, but it was
raised in the Midwest, or you're used to watching the snow fall and people all bundled up on Times Square in New York and all that. Miami Beach, or so it kind of leaves something to the imagination.
It does for Christmas for me, but for New Year's, I mean,
you can revel.
The weather is so nice and beautiful, and now our weather is not supposed to be so nice and beautiful. We're supposed to have, or we are going to have 60-mile-an-hour winds. We're going to have cold weather.
The one thing I do remember that really was advantageous when we lived in South Florida was very often people would get in on boats and they would go out either into the Florida Bay or you'd go out into the ocean and just go a half a mile or so offshore and watch the fireworks all over the Miami area. Because when you were out there on the water and it was dark around you, you could see and appreciate the fireworks even more. And
here, the thought of going out at midnight, even at 9 o'clock at night for a late dinner in the cold, I don't know.
Hey,
I'm real happy.
The thought of going out at midnight, any night.
I know
is tough.
But it's nice in front of the fireplace.
It is.
And to be
the gas fireplace used to be a wood fireplace. Go out and get an extra log to put on the fireplace. Now it's just
the ambiance.
I know
the ambiance and being together.
Yeah, everything is more electronic these days. I mean, you don't even go out and get candles much anymore. You don't need to get candles anymore. You can get electronic candles and just push a button and the little flickering light on the top of the
I was just out with your sister shopping.
Yeah.
And she bought a candle for somebody. Not an electric, a regular candle. An old-fashioned candle, babe.
The problem
because they have scents and the scents are nice.
But the hardest thing about buying some real candles is nobody has matches anymore.
Well, you have the starter. That's okay.
Well, if you have a starter.
Well, you got to get one.
Because
they don't cost that much.
No, they don't, if you can find them.
Yes, you can find them. They all have them. But I was trying to think of other things that people do. They go to theater, they go to dinner, they go to shows.
Well, the movie theaters very often will have special showings or that rarity called a double feature. They would have at the movie theaters.
Yeah,
but every once in a while you will see advertised at one of the nice hotels in town that they have the old-fashioned show up at 6 o'clock and you have the 12-course meal and you got dancing
Yeah.
and you've got partying, and then at midnight you have the champagne with the balloons and
Right.
party favors and all.
Right.
Then at 3 a.m. or something, they roll out
Yeah.
the
They
omelet.
still do that here.
Yeah. But then you see, man, that sounds like an awful lot of fun. It includes maybe a room in the hotel,
Mhm.
and then it's only, $599 a person.
Well, some people like to do that. I think that's great. Others, just like us, we would probably have people over. We've done that too. Or we go to somebody's house.
Yeah.
Um,
Or pick up a pizza at Little Caesars and go to the Motel 6.
really? Really? You did say that?
I did say it.
Oh my gosh. No. No.
My cheap version of,
That's horrible that you're even thinking that.
Do they still
Horrible.
have Motel 6?
I don't care because
Doesn't Tom Bodette still leave the light on?
honestly,
Boy,
Stuart, how
I'm finishing up this year in rare form.
yes, you are. I'm glad a new year is starting.
And I haven't had any bubbly yet,
No,
folks.
you haven't, but
I'm like Andy Cohen.
no, Andy Cohen has the bubbly. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't at all. Period. End of story.
No.
Nothing. Nada. Well, anyway, we'll be doing something probably on Netflix or on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, find something to binge watch, and
yeah, all
hopefully
of our friends are staying home.
Yeah,
they're not. Nobody's really going out.
And we'll text each other. So what
yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, no one is. Some people have been ill with the flu, like everybody else, and everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. I guess it ceases to become something special after a while. It's like, let's just get through the day and move on.
Well, after you've been, it's like deja vu, after a while, New Year's Eve becomes kind of the same from year to year.
Well, this is a real depressing way to.
The ball still comes down in Times Square, and they always talk about, isn't it baccarat
the
crystals?
Yes.
That are on the ball,
yes.
And there's like 150,000 of them or whatever, and everybody counts down. And during COVID, they shut down
no, they did.
Times Square, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And they couldn't do it, so people are out there doing it
now again. They're still really careful, and you have to get in line. What is it like by 10 a.m. noon? And you can't go to the bathroom. You have to stay in line, because once you leave, that's it.
Go to the back of the line.
I don't even know if there's a back of the line at that point. So you hear all these crazy things about people wearing diapers and double pants, and I just don't understand how that can be fun.
Put on your Depends. Let's put on our Depends and go to Times Square.
I don't get it, but we did it in Chicago once, but it wasn't that crowded, and they didn't have problems.
Yeah,
at that time
they didn't have Depends.
I'm sure they did, but we were young and foolish, and we dressed up.
Yeah, and on the way home we say, why did we do that? But you want to do it again next year? There are people also like in Times Square that they make their reservations every year after year after year. It's almost like having season tickets to your favorite football team.
Where do you make reservations at?
In people that go to New York every
year.
You
mean like for hotels?
Exactly. Make hotel reservations and dinner reservations, and they go every year, year after year.
Yeah. We're not.
I applaud. No, I make but I make a reservation on the couch.
Yeah, we're not a very good advertisement for celebrating New Year's Eve.
Right. And I applaud those people in London for doing fireworks because I get to watch it early. Because I don't see the fireworks locally.
Well, they're not thinking of you, believe me.
No.
Well, let me just say, whatever way y'all celebrate, the Texas part of me,
that's
y'all celebrate, just make it a safe one, a happy one. We wish you all a happy, healthy.
If you do hit the highways, be careful out there.
Yeah.
And always don't drink and drive. Uber has helped in that regard.
Mhm.
You can go out and party all night long if you want, and then just call Uber and say, take me home and dump me on the front porch.
Dump you? Well, hopefully you won't be dumped, but yes,
Some people, wake up on New Year's Day and
have no
have
clue where
no
they
clue
are.
where they were, what they
Well,
did, but they're they're back home.
well, whichever way you celebrate, enjoy.
Yes.
Have a wonderful evening.
And have a great year ahead. Hope it includes, you know, joining us every Thursday
We'll
at
still
one
be
o'clock.
here.
Or if you can't make it at 1 o'clock, then just, catch us on YouTube or Instagram or multiple different platforms. We very much appreciate you spending the time with us. And I hope you have a great, great year ahead and a healthy year too to everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.